When you're thinking about violence, I think about, um, Bruce Lee said a lot of wise things. I think a lot of people pay attention to what Bruce Lee said. He was actually, I believe he majored in some type of philosophy in college. But when he talked about being like water, man, that made so much sense to me. It was ridiculous. In fact, it was something I already did, but when he when he said it, I would have never been able to, if I wanted to explain to someone how I work, I wouldn't have said it like that. That was brilliant the way he put that. The reason I'm even talking about that is because I think it's extremely important to understand. Understand your training is extremely important. Um, train, train, train. You know, but what you need to do above anything is make sure that you remain water, because I can pretty much promise you it won't be the way you think it is. It won't. When the moment of truth happens, when it's in front of your face, it would be nice to, for your training to just kick in, but you better have the brain, the mentality of water, because let me tell you what's extremely possible, and it happens, is that your training wasn't cut out for what you're experiencing right now. And now you're like, oh shit, what? My training told me this, that, think this way, act this way. But what's going on is going against everything you were taught. So you need to be like water. You need to be like water. Um, and there's a video here I'm attaching to this. The guy explained adrenaline dumps when your life is truly on the line, and people try to mock that type of stress. You can't. It's so far away from anything you can try and make. Man-made stress is not even in the same realm as the adrenaline dump you get when it's time to save your life, when someone's trying to take yours and they have nothing to lose. So I just want you to keep that in mind. My goal here is that, there's tons of gun groups out there, right? I'm in, I don't know, like 30 or 40 gun groups. But in Whammy, what I would love is for everyone to understand life and death and protecting yourself with the firearm on a level that is very real, very practical, and extremely close to the truth and reality. Because these boys, you know how many people on the internet will just die-heartedly tell you what's best, and they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. They're just repeating something they heard or read, but they have no actual experience with that. Um, Look, give props where props is due. You know what I mean? Like, the guys who have been in the military, they've been in, uh, if you're blessed to be able to talk to someone who was in Korea that's still alive right now, boy, you better go suck it up. If you got a grandfather that was in war, you take your time out and you go talk to that person and you listen. You get everything, absolutely everything you can out of that person. The guys who was in, Nam, Desert Storm, and Iraq, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Afghanistan, these guys deserve to be the ones that we listen to. They deserve to be the guys that you would much rather pay to receive the training, the guidance from. Those guys earn that right. I'm not saying that you can't become an NRA instructor and teach people, especially gun safety and stuff like that, right? You don't have to be in war for gun safety, okay? Or have to been through just some serious stuff to teach a gun safety. Gun safety is very basic. But when it comes to gun fighting, it really is best to leave it up to the guys that have done it and actually know what they're talking about. And being raised by those kind of people who have been in it, in and out of it, and several times, and then, just the situations I've been in my life, I understand that being water is probably the most underestimated things about, you know, war, gunfighting, just, staying alive when someone's shooting at you or threatening your life. You need to be water because they're all different. It's just they're always a different outcome, different situations. Um, Man, if you go to Whammy Gunslinger YouTube and you listen and watch the stories I tell you that I've been through, and I'm actually gonna start recording, telling stories of stories I've heard from my grandfather, my cousin, who have been in it, and my father. Um, what I learned throughout all that, is it's just never the same. The AM/PM situation was nothing like, the fake gangster story. The and then the Jack in the Box situation was nothing like, the freaking dude with the sword the other day. Like every situation is different. You got to be water, in order to survive. Train, 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 but relax. Be water. Be smart, but be quick. Be fast. Don't you hesitate at the moment of truth, and your ass is grass. And the best way to stop a bad situation from getting worse is to get the drop. So check out that video. That guy is making a lot of sense.
Like response that I had at the time was that of extreme elation. Like it was unbelievable. Like I was like it was one of the most intense feelings I've ever had in my life. It was so powerful. Like the rush is so powerful. I've never experienced that same kind of rush with anything. And I've gone bungee jumping. So that wasn't even close to the kind of feeling that I got from, and it wasn't even directed at us. It was just the notion that, oh my God, we're so close to combat now. Like I could taste it. Like I could hear it. When it's your first time or your first couple times, like the excitement takes over and you don't really think. You just you rely on your basics, like your basics are telling you that you need to kill this guy. That's what they've been teaching you in the Marine Corps this whole time is kill. So you want to just kill, and you're not really thinking very very much. You're not using your cerebrum. It's a very emotional response. So like